gotta hit the road, I gotta move along, 'cause the time it's moving on. Well, there's no time that I waste with you. Gonna hit the road, just passing through.
Okay, Mrs. W went through and waterproof this Durarock with Senko. It's a liquid membrane, She put tape over the corners, what have you, and put 2 coats on, I believe. So water should never reach this part, but just in case, it does waterproof. It's not going to get wet inside the walls or something. So now what I'm going to work on is the panels for the sides. I got to cut them out. And I don't know if you can see it, but I ran a level line around the top that I'm going to go to. I'm going to go up onto the wood, half an inch or so, 3/8 half an inch. And that will cover that joint. So I got to fit these panels. And I want them to fit as closely as I can. Although the back panel is not as crucial because I'm going to put that in first and the 2 sides will come into it. What I don't know, and it's going to be a little bit of an experiment because I've never done one of these before, is how thick this stuff is when it's done. Because if I put these panels in and they're fit absolutely tight and then you add 1/8 of an inch or maybe more with the thickness of the stuff, then I'm going to be too wide. So I want to come to this spot here on the outside as well as here on the outside. And so it's a little bit of an experiment. I can cut it after the fact if I had to, but I prefer not to. So I'm going to probably maybe give it 3/16 on the side panel. Once the back panel's in, I'll cut the side panels maybe 3/16 short. And that'll give me a little bit of space. If I have to end up with a 1/16 of an inch space or something, I can caulk that because I'm going to caulk it anyways with clear silicone when I'm done. So it should be okay. And then like this edge, I'm probably going to run a very small piece of trim of some kind here to cover this edge up. So I'm going to cut the panels now. Okay, lo and behold, it actually fits pretty good on the bottom. So now I'll just cut it off at the top. Now I can make that cut, then I can punch my holes through for the faucet. And that back panel will be ready. Okay, so now I'll take this down again and I'll cut the top off that matches the 2 lines. And I can push it against the faucets and get a mark for where they are, cut them out, and then this panel can go back in and it'll be ready to epoxy. Alright, so we got the back panel cut. Looks pretty good. I just pushed this panel in until it poked holes through here, and then I use that for the measurement. And of course you want to mark the top so that you don't go to install it upside down. So now on to the side panels. Okay, I got this piece so that it's running perfect along the top, perfect along the bottom. Now I'll put a level, scribe a mark along there, and then I can figure out my width here. So both of the sides, I've had to scribe the bottom by about 1/4 of an inch. But that's no big deal. Okay, so I got the panels all cut. I'm going to take and sand the edges to make them a little smoother. Especially this one, it fell right on a joint, so it's kind of screwy. But I think I can sand it off to make it smooth. Mark the panels and ready to prime them. Well, it'll take a lot more than that.
One was going to do it. This is the sticky side. This is the sticky side.
It doesn't matter.
Well, it's fine. You put it where you want it. Get that thing out of the way or it's gonna have a problem.
I did something a little different with this one, and I kind of like it. I didn't figure I mixed up enough, so I mixed up a little bit more. And the gray of the black didn't match the original black, so it gave it a little bit of a different look. You can see where it's a little almost grayish where I mixed on top. And I kind of like it. You know, this is supposed to imitate stone, so each one doesn't have to match the other one's 100%. So I'm kind of happy about that one. So what we got to do now is I got to sand this whole thing down. Get any of the drips off the edges. None of the edges are really going to show, but I need to get them off. And the back side so that it will sit flat against the wall when I go to glue it on. And then we put the final coat on. And the final coat will be a matte finish. It won't be glossy like this. So let's see what we got to do here. This edge here is not going to be seen, so I'm not really concerned about this edge. That edge, I had to make it look good because that's going to be seen. So now I wipe this down with acetone and I'm ready to put the final coat on it. Okay. When that dries, it'll dry clear. Okay, you want to dry fit these before you go ahead and glue them on. So I dry fit them. They seem to be okay. So now I can glue them on. I have to caulk this joint, and I have to put the little angle pieces in for the soap and stuff. And we got a shower. You're gonna be famous. Yeah, you. Not really sure why this old girl's in the middle of my driveway. But anybody wants to see how fast. They're pretty fast. Really fast. I really don't want her around here, because she'll eat our chickens. You're just silly. I'm not hurting you. You miss. You keep missing. You're not a very good accurate shot. That's it. Turn around and go back to the pond. You don't belong over here. No. You don't belong over here. I'm not going to hurt you, but you don't belong over here. Yeah. Go on. Go on. You're going to eat our chickens. Look at the feet on that critter. He got some huge feet right there. Come on. No, stop. Get out of here. Go on. Yeah, get out of here. Look at these big feet. Come on. Come on, get out of here. You have to go. I got chickens and I'm not going to let you eat them. Yeah, not going to let you eat them.
Don't bite the camera. He's grumpy by now. He's hissing. Keep him moving.
Come on. Go. No, go. Stop.
Just give him an assist with a stick or something.
There. Do you like chimichangas? You want a chimichanga? You do? You want a chimichanga?
Hi there, Dopey. What are you doing?
Do you like chimichangas? You do? You want a chimichanga? Chimichanga. 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 You love chimichangas, don't you? You do? You do? Chimichanga? Yeah, chimichangas. Chimichanga. Do you like pizza? You want chimichanga? You don't want pizza. You want chimichanga? You do. No, a little bit more.
Is that good?
Yeah. Okay, I wouldn't normally put tape on it, something like that, when I'm gonna caulk it. But in this case, this is a matte finish on these walls. And that caulk is going to be shiny. So I want to keep it to a minimal, just exactly in the corners. And if I slobbered a little bit while I was caulking, that would show. So by doing this, I'll put the caulk on, I'll wipe it out, and then I'll pull the tape off, and I should have a good clean edge. I got the shower base, which is white. And I'm not sure whether I should leave it white or if I should epoxy it black. Maybe leave your opinion in the comments. Tell me, should I leave it white or should I epoxy it black? Now let's talk about this whole situation here. This is a do-it-yourself kind of thing. I've never done epoxy work before. It is do-it-yourself. You can do it, but it's not as easy as you think it is. This is all dusty. It's not as easy as you think it might be. Few suggestions. I went with Stone Coat epoxy. And my suggestion is, don't just order epoxy. Call them up and talk to them. Tell them what you're doing and say, what do I need? And then they can help you to figure out what you need to order, because there's more to it than just saying I want epoxy and I'm going to do this. There's more to it than that. There's different products for different things. Now I'm doing the floor, although a slightly different pattern, but I'm doing the floor. That takes a different epoxy than this. You also have first coats, mid coats, finish coats, all these different things. You got to keep it all figured out. You got to get it all figured out. So would I do this again? Yeah, I would do it again. I will do it again for the other bathroom. But I would do things a little different than I did this time. You need a clean space to set up. I don't really have one around here because I'm building. So I got some dust in this, and I tried not working in the building at all while I was doing this. But that takes a lot of time. I would suggest setting up so that you can do all the panels at once. I did one at a time. Basically, you put a coat on, you're done for the day. You can't do anything more. So get yourself set up to do all three. I should have done that and I didn't. Number two, watch a bunch of videos on this, because there's people out there much smarter than me, or much more knowledgeable than me, that can maybe give you a few hints. Another thing is, they said use 1 inch. I wouldn't have done that. Again, I'd use 1/2 inch for the styrofoam. My son Jesse used 1/2 inch and it worked just fine. Would have gained me 1 inch inside of the shower by doing that. So I wished I'd have done that. As far as expense, it's not cheap. I think with the epoxy to do the floor and the wall panels for in here, it was probably pretty close to $900 between it and some of the tools I ordered to do with it. Also, you got to take into account the styrofoam, which is not cheap either. So I would say to do this bathroom, I probably have $1,000 invested in it. I learned a bunch of stuff along the way. I set up for this to accommodate the thickness of the epoxy, and basically it's like it didn't add anything. So now I got to run quarter round or cove around this, around the outside, which is okay because I have a situation here anyways that I need to cover. So I'm okay with running that. But I thought it was going to take up more space, and if you got exact measurements, you need to account for that. Nobody seemed to be able to say anything about that. But it appears that it didn't really add anything. Maybe a 32nd or a 16th. It didn't add much. So yeah, I mean, it makes a nice shower. Had I done it again, I wouldn't have used the matte finish. I actually liked it better with the shinier finish. But I thought I was gonna, Jesse did his shower and I liked the matte finish, so I figured this would be good in here. But to do it again, I would have left it with the shiny finish. So yeah, that's my take on it. It makes a nice shower when it's done. Let me know what you guys think. Should I leave the base white, or should I turn it black with epoxy? Would you have kept the shiny, or would you go with the matte? Okay, so I think that's a wrap for this video. The floor is next. It's actually already done, but I didn't want to show it to you, so you'll see that in the next video. That's a little different process. And then when the floor is done, I'll finish up the rest of the wood in this bathroom so that it's ready to set fixtures. But that'll be the next video. So thanks for watching, and look for the next video.